So I guess something that is quite interesting, because I think we're sort of, we've always been, I don't know, sort of led by design, I suppose, and that comes from both you and I being designers, I suppose. But really, a lot of, I think, companies are led by business people rather than designers.
Yeah, and I think the weird sort of bifurcating in our first couple of months,
yes,
splitting like a cell dividing,
yeah,
has led to this unusually balanced culture between the two studios.
So I guess we have to be both in charge of creative product and in charge of the business. I mean, that's a rare thing. I suppose normally partnerships probably are, a business person and a designer, or something similar like that.
Yeah, and we've been lucky enough over the years to bring on board people who can help with that, so that we can stay focused on design.
Yeah.
But I think you're right. I think having two sort of joint leaders who are both designers has kept our eye on the ball, basically.
Creatively.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what you're really trying to do, I think, we're going 23 years now, and really trying to stay on.
I thought you looked old.
We're trying to stay ahead of the game for that length of time.
Yeah.
is actually quite exhausting.
Well, of course, the key to that is the generations of young people you bring in.
I think you're right. I mean, I think we employ people who are way better than us.
That's always a good policy. Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's and then connecting them. I think one thing we've always valued, because we've always worked so hard to keep our connection going.
Yeah.
And there've been times, when it's drifted away a little bit, and we're like, we've seen the benefit of pulling back together, that we've worked pretty hard to make sure our people get connected to each other. And that has homogenized our culture, if you like, so that you walk into one studio and you have a very similar feeling, whether it's in San Francisco or London.
And it's to do with trust, right? I mean, the designers will only trust somebody else's opinion if they trust the design work coming from them, and the opinions are right. And the only way you can really build trust is by having a beer with them, or some kind of personal connection. So the sort of idea of bringing both studios together has always been very appealing.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
getting a little more expensive and a little more difficult to do these days, but
it seems that social connection is one of the keys to real collaboration.
Yeah.
That if you have shared some personal stories with somebody and got to know them a little better, as a designer, you're very vulnerable. Your ideas are your babies, and you don't want to show them in their early stages to anybody unless you feel that they will be respectful.
Yeah.
And I think if you know somebody personally, you're much more likely to feel that way.
I think it's an interesting kind of thought as well, that the separation between the two of us at 5,000 miles has actually probably aided the fact that we're still together after all those years.
Definitely.
Because I think we could easily duplicate our skill sets.
Yeah. Very
easily duplicate them. But when you think about it, we've been going for 23 years, and yet we're going to see you on holiday.
Yes. Yeah.
Like that must be kind of a rare thing.
That's pretty unusual. It's funny. Our very first symbol we had as a company, other than our exclamation logo, was a really long table with a city at either end of it. Because that's what it felt like. We were trying to sit at a table and work together.
Yeah, I suppose it's the fact that separation has happened, but we wanted to work together.
Yeah.
It wasn't like we wanted to be apart, we wanted to work together.
Yeah.
And that's probably the reason that we've remained so in touch.
Yeah, it's a bit like a rubber band that's been stretched.
Yes.
It's constantly trying to pull back together.
Yes.
But it's got that energy in it because it's been stretched.
Yeah. It's good.
I quite like that one. Yeah, let's use that one.
Let's go with that one.